even smaller, and I was like, look at that, he said, oh, I had to go buy some shirts, but I got smaller. But then the ones he bought was even smaller. He wanted to, I said, come on, man. I said, do not be that guy.
Like, bruh. You need some tape because you ripped. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday, I believe it is. Yeah, it's Saturday. I honestly, I've gotten to the point where, my weeks kind of run together, but it's in a good way. I've kind of, started to realize, man, that, when I got to the point where I was, looking forward to my days off, that I wasn't living right. I think that, what's up, Chris? What's up, Stanley? I kind of realized that, when I was living and working and doing all the things I'm doing in such a way that I feel like I need a vacation from it, that I'm doing life wrong, man, because we can be happy at any given moment. We can take a few minutes and check our energy and get our shit together. What's up, Kyler? And really take the time to, put the best energy out there that we can. And that's such a powerful, powerful tool. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Cool enough, my client came in a little bit early today here, Jeremy, and he said something just a few minutes ago, and I'm always waiting for the download to come from God in some way. Kind of funny too, I'm wearing the capital G shirt here today. But I'm always waiting for that just little bing information to drop off, and he said, I put a sign on the outside of my house. What did it say again, man?
It's going to be believe in opportunity.
Believe in opportunity. I love that. I think that we have to realize that there's opportunity at every single turn in our lives. And that's, that not just is there opportunity, but my belief in it creates it. Because how we feel about the outside world, what we believe the outside world is how we see it. And our paradigms are what we filter everything we see through. So a belief and a paradigm are essentially the same concept. It's something that you have accepted so thoroughly that you act on it without thinking. Your subconscious has accepted it and acts on it without thinking. This ties into some really cool stuff by an author I love so much named Napoleon Hill, and he talks about something called autosuggestion. And the idea is that you can suggest things to yourself. I just got goosebumps because it's such a powerful thing for me. It's the idea is that you can suggest to yourself things for long enough that eventually those things actually start to take root. Have you ever noticed that somebody that calls themselves an idiot over and over and over and over and over and over and over again tends to keep making those same mistakes over and over and over again? Thank you, we get it. You're very angry. We get it. Okay. But somebody that's steady winning, just winning all the time, tends to continue to win. That's because of the paradigms that they hold. Hey, Lacey, 1111. Angel numbers, I love that stuff. And so what that essentially means is that what we choose to believe by suggesting to ourselves over and over and over again is what we will continue to make in our lives. And I think that's very powerful. It's so powerful that it warrants me repeating 10 or 15 times during this live video, which I will. So when we understand something to be a particular way, we operate under that particular paradigm. We operate under that particular belief. People that believe in God tend to continue to operate in their life like they believe in God. People that don't believe in God, people that believe in this, that, or the other, tend to operate in their life continuously under those beliefs. Well, those beliefs can go well past just believing in a higher power and into believing in yourself, believing in other people, believing in the betterment of mankind, believing that mankind is actually already really good, but that we have some things that we could work on. Because that's how I choose to look at it. Everybody's always talking, man, nowadays it's this, we're so fucked because of this, and nowadays these kids are this, and nowadays these kids are that, or nowadays blah, 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 blah. What a negative mindset to be in. What a poor way to believe the world is. What a sad way to live. I mean, imagine, that means that those people that look at it like that are actually walking around at all times, judging the things around them, wondering when the next negative thing is going to happen. But meanwhile, if we take a look, we can see that there's actually some massive revolutions in progress as we speak. A lot of people talk about, are talking about that Kyle Rittenhouse thing right now, man. And there is a lot of different sides and views to that. But what I'm going to say that I'm very proud to see right now is that we are having some conversations as a culture that we haven't had yet. And that's fucking powerful. That means that change is in motion, and we all want it to be just like, bam, right here, because that's human nature. We really just want to have the prize before the work happens. But we're going to have to work at it. The things that we want to see change positively, we're going to have to get involved in. That means that all of us that have these strong-held beliefs, opinions, and paradigms are going to have to get involved at least a little bit in politics, at least a little bit in voting, at least a little bit in changing what we have as a paradigm for our country currently, as a world currently. We all must participate. Those are awesome. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. My lady is amazing. They're decorating, she and Ab are decorating a black tree right now that they're going to put gold ornaments on, and Cassie bought 2 crows. Damn it. See what happened? See what happened? Fuck, I'm an asshole. Lacey bought 2 crows. One of them to represent Cassie, one of them to represent Chris, and I'm an asshole. That happens. Too many names right there. I got a little bit confused. But there's a lot of love, and that's the important part, and I'm super proud to have my lady participating in things like that, because that's a very, very powerful thing for me personally. So there's a perfect example, guys. When we choose to look at the world at large as a very, very powerful thing for us, it is. People 100% of the time will come through in ways that you never understand. It'll be people you don't expect to come through. So I've got too many things going on in the background right now. All right, but continuing on, let's talk again about belief, man. Belief is something that you have chosen. It's something that you continuously put out there. And I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you continuously to actually think about what those beliefs mean to you, how they affect the people around you, how they're affecting you, how they're affecting just the world, and whether or not that's bringing a better version of the world to fruition or a worse version of the world to fruition. And as a result, I think that you'll start to really change how you look at things. One of my favorite things about Lacey is she's consistently challenging how I feel. I find myself often driving, and then I realize that we had this conversation, I'm done tattooing or whatever, and I'm doing my own thing, and I'll find myself comparing and thinking about some conversations we had, how that affects me, whether or not I'm being my best self in any given situation in those conversations, how my beliefs, paradigms, thoughts, and just opinions and actions are affecting her and affecting her kids, affecting my kids, affecting the various people at the shop continuously. And I know a lot of times I probably come off like a dick to the people around me, but really what's happening is I'm so deep in thought about what type of impact I want to have that it just seems like I'm not paying attention, or it seems like I'm caught up in a totally different thought process or whatever there is to it. When in reality, it's just there's so much going on that I'm really trying to consider and be careful about how I act. Now, that's not to say I'm pussyfooting it around, or that I'm afraid that I might step wrong and hurt somebody's feelings, because sometimes I'm actually well worth it and well willing to hurt somebody else's feelings. And it's not that I'm wanting to, but sometimes people's feelings come secondary to the information or to the world that we need to change together. For example, we were talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, man. There's going to be some situations where to resolve this, everybody involved is going to have to make some type of contribution and some type of compromise. Everything in life requires compromise. It requires sacrifice, which is what compromise is. And it requires receiving a little bit. So we have to give and receive. We have to change things in a way that suits everybody's needs. And as I heard it put one time, you know what good compromise is? When nobody's 100% happy. Because what that means is that nobody's emotions are being met, but the actual needs of the situation are being met. Because most times our emotions aren't facts. Most times our emotions, cause us to make rash decisions. They cause us to hurt people for no good reason. They cause us to do all kinds of things that are actively hurting other people because we feel like what we think is the right way and only way to think. But everybody we exist with is also a child of God, is also actually a piece of God, is also here with us on this plane of existence. And that whole idea of treat others as you would like to be treated, that's powerful. The golden rule is powerful. However, it's not a suggestion. It's actually a universal law. When you treat others how you'd like to be treated, you tend to get the reward for it, because when you treat somebody positively, the reward is given to you in the action of treating them positively. Not that you want to make sure that nothing bad ever happens to you, because that will happen. Things that are not asked for, negative stuff, will come your direction. And you're going to have to learn to cope with that. But what you can do is treat that situation and bring love to the situation. Like, I'm not saying let yourself get fucked over, but I am saying taking revenge on somebody who's hurt you is actually not equaling the playing field. Now, instead of, you're hurt right here and they're right here, now you're both hurt. Whereas if you heal yourself, you actually come up here because they're still operating at a negative perspective. So, again, I'm going to invite you, challenge your paradigms. What do you believe is right and wrong? Are you actually creating your own beliefs? Are you just taking them from other people? Are you regurgitating some stuff your parents told you? Are you regurgitating some stuff that Reddit or fucking Tumblr or Instagram or Facebook told you? Because I'd say that most of us right now in the digital space are struggling with trying to determine how we feel about stuff, because everything is so clickbaity, everything is so designed to elicit an emotional response that's probably not healthy most times. But it's going to be okay. That's what it really comes down to. When you believe that good is really what's prevailing out here, you will notice there are opportunities everywhere, man. Like, that, I love that he said that, because like, opportunities literally are everywhere. Every interaction I have is an opportunity for me to choose love and not fear. Every interaction I have, every business transaction, every tattoo I do, every single thing I choose, because I believe love in itself is actually the act of choosing right. Like, love is respect. Love is choosing respect. Love is choosing the right thing over the thing we feel. Choice, literally freedom of choice, is love. That's why God gives it to us. That's why it's so powerful. That's why it's literally the most powerful thing. That's why choice overpowers negativity every fucking time. It can't be any other way, because negativity is a reaction. Reactionary things don't build anything. It's an animalistic response. And choice and opportunity are things that human beings with a soul and a little piece of God inside of us are able to choose. And I want you to understand that power of choice is your most powerful tool in life, because every second is an opportunity to turn that day around. Every second is an opportunity to turn that moment around, to turn a life around. Hell, if you're watching this right now, heaven, I'm going to say that. I've been trying to actually change how I speak, my paradigm about how I speak. If you're in a position where you're sitting in like a trap house and you're just like wondering if this is going to be the day you die, or hoping maybe. If you're sitting just wondering when the situation with your kids is going to resolve itself, or when they're going to start acting right, or when maybe a baby's mom or a baby's dad is going to start actually taking an interest or actually being a healthy part of your relationship with your kids. Or maybe you're sitting around wondering when you're going to be able to climb out of this debt. There's a million things that we allow to drag us down, while in the meantime, we live in the most opportunity-rich environment that has ever existed in mankind's entire history. At no point in time has there been so many opportunities to change the way you feel, think, act, and change your very future as a direct result of that. So let's just draw a quick timeline. For example, I wake up feeling shitty. There's some negative things happening in my life. I'm focusing on them. It's a reactionary thing. Fear grabs a hold of you. It's easy to focus on negativity because it has a very powerful emotional evocation in it. So instead, I take an opportunity immediately to change that mindset. I grab my headphones. I put them on real loud, and I put on some positive motivational stuff. I head to the gym. Boom. Immediate mood change, immediate day change, immediate direction change. And if you realize that there's so many opportunities at every given second in this world, you will start to realize that every given second has a solution to how you're feeling. Literally, I was tattooing yesterday and like having a panic attack during part of it. And I was like, how do I tell my customer, blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, hey man, I'm like, you'll have to excuse me real quick. I have to go handle something. And I went and did it. I came back and I was fucking instantly in a better mood, instantly more present, instantly doing my best work, because I stopped. I took the opportunity to address it instead of being fearful that they might be angry. What really happens is when people understand that you're being forthright, that you're being honest, that you're being authentic and vulnerable, they appreciate that because that is such a rare, rare thing. People fly across the world to watch people play their music in an authentic, soulful fashion. People fly across the world to get art. They fly art across the world to them. They, like, literally, and we're in a position now where you don't even have to do that. You guys are taking time out of your day. You are actually paying me attention in a positive fashion that is allowing me to feel growth and hopefully you to feel growth also, and we are growing together. And that's fucking powerful. Like, let me drive that home one more time. That is motherfucking powerful. There's not very many things in the world, in fact, I would say nothing more powerful than making an authentic, vulnerable connection with somebody else that brings them up, brings their vibration up, and brings their frequency and focus up to a degree where they're changing their life positively. Because actually what happens is when you do that, you're actually raising your own vibration and frequency. If I don't do these live videos, it makes me insane for like the whole day. Like, I have to get it out of me. I have to, even though I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Like, I just have to do something positive. It's like the only way I know how to live now. I've been doing it for a hot minute now, so it feels like I've left a part of my day that's the most important part of it out if I don't. At any rate, remember, guys, there's fucking opportunity everywhere, guys. It's at every second. Every breath you take is a new opportunity to change your perspective and your paradigms. I love you all so much. Let's challenge each other today to ask some questions that make us uncomfortable and then really take the time to address why we feel uncomfortable about it. Because when we address why we're feeling uncomfortable, we start to address some real truths in life. Because the only thing that makes you uncomfortable is truth. You're uncomfortable when you lie because you know you're going against the truth. I love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.